I'm going to be matchmaking every single winner and main card fighter that fought at UFC 330 this past weekend, starting with Jeremiah Wells, who got a crazy upset win over Miktabek Oralbai, and he kind of half retired. He said he wants a big fight. I don't really care, to be honest. So if he wants to retire, he can retire. I think that'd be a good way to go out. Ninja choke against Oralbai round 3, huge win. I think that's a good way to retire, but if he does want to come back, maybe Daniel Rodriguez, something like that, something close to the rankings. Oralbai was probably pretty close to the rankings anyways, so a decent fight near the rankings would be nice, but I don't think he deserves anybody ranked just yet. Moving on to Neil Magny. Again, another good win. And I'm pretty sure he was the underdog, so that was a good underdog pick. I switched to him last second, and I got the win, thankfully. But, so Neil Magny, his next fight, I think, should be the winner of this. Punahele Soriano is also coming off a win against Ramiz Brahimaj. And Daniil Donchenko is very exciting. I think he's undefeated in the UFC so far. And with a win over Soriano, that'd be a huge win for him. And I don't mind him getting Neil Magny next, but this is mainly for if Soriano wins. I think Soriano versus Neil Magny makes a lot of sense, and it would be a good fight. I think Magny could probably beat both of these guys. But yeah, it would be, like I said, it would be very entertaining fights. Moving on to Fernando, I'm pretty sure this guy's name is. I think you should just give him Zhang Mingyang already. There was that, or the guy that just lost not too long ago, Dustin Jacoby, I think would be another fun fight, big test, but these are both huge step-ups in competition, but I think he could get the job done against both of them. He looked very good, and Zhang Mingyang has a lot of hype around him, but he's been losing a lot lately, and I think this would be a good chance to give the hype to a decent contender in Fernando. I think Fernando would probably win that fight by leg kick TKO. Moving on to Dante Johnson, coming off a huge win against McConaughey. I think him versus Marco Tulio would be super fun. I just think this is a sick fight. Both of them are very powerful, very dangerous. But Tulio is on a 2-fight losing streak, unfortunately, so this could be a good comeback for him. But it still is a tough fight. Dante Johnson, undefeated. Big test for him. And if he can get past Marco Tulio, we could actually look at some bigger tests and some decent opponents. Next, for Charles Johnson, again, another great win for him. I think they should just rebook this Jose Ochoa fight. I was super excited to see how that fight was going to go. And then he ended up pulling out. I don't know why, but I think you could do this by the end of the year. I think it would be a fun fight. And I don't know who would win. I think I would probably pick Jose Ochoa, but Johnson's always proven that he's still got it, so I never know. You never know who to pick with that fight, with any Charles Johnson fight. He's always hard to predict. Next up, we got Chidi Njokuani with a decent kind of fraud check against Yoel Alvarez. He looked good in that fight. He won all 3 rounds. And I think Sam Patterson would be a sick fight for him next. Patterson's really good at welterweight. I think he's coming off the loss to MVP, which is not a bad loss at all. MVP is very good. Very tricky, but I think Sam Patterson would be able to get this one over Chidi pretty easily, actually. I think Sam Patterson's pretty fucking good, and I think this fight would be perfect to do next. Moving on, Edson Barboza. Moving on to the main card. This is the first loser of our video. He lost his fight by TKO, and he retired. He's had a great career, phenomenal fighter. It was sad to see him retire, but I hope he's good. I hope he's healthy. Moving on to Esteban Ribovic. I think he should fight Tafik Masayev next. That is a crazy fight. Masayev proved he's actually decent against Ludovic Klein. I thought, he was just... The only reason he beat Bahamondes was because he cheated a shit ton. But against Klein, he still kind of cheated, but it wasn't as bad. And he looked good in that fight, dominated Klein, and I think he would probably beat Ribovic too. But we need to see. We need to see if Rabovich can get it done. I would like to see Rabovich fight Tafik Masayev. And for Mansour Abdul Malik, oh my god, man. I thought he was going to get the win. I can't believe he lost to Stoltzfus. And he is going to be a victim of Penis next. Penis is fighting... what's this guy's name? Puliev. I think at 331, so very soon. And I think Penis is going to knock him out. And then we should give him Mansour. And I think Penis knocks out Mansour as well. Penis is the GOAT. And I think it's going to be some easy wins for him. For Stoltzfus, I think he should get Tresean Gore. They're both coming off a win on the same card. I don't see why not. Yeah. Kawe Fernandez. I think you should fight the loser of these two. Rongju and Rafa Garcia are fighting. I don't know when, but it's sometime soon, probably at like Noche or something like that. But these two are supposed to be fighting. I think he should fight the loser of that, because the winner will probably be pretty close to the rankings. At least the meta rankings will be pretty close. And yeah, I think that would be a decent bounce back fight for him. He'd probably still lose that fight, actually. This fight is a banger. I really want to see this. Jalen Turner, Manuel Torres, both finishers, both first-round finishers. Torres just came off the loss against Rafael Fiziev. Every other fight is really sick. It'd be a crazy back-and-forth war for like 30 seconds, and then it would probably be over. But I don't know who I would pick in this fight. I'm leaning towards Torres. But Jalen Turner, you can never doubt him, never count him out. I would also like to see Jalen Turner maybe fight Drew Dober, because that's a fun fight. I think Drew Dober, it would be nice to see if his abilities work against Jalen Turner. But any of those fights, Torres or Drew Dober, would be super fun for Turner. Now this fight, originally a couple weeks ago, I said Fatima Klein should fight Jillian Robertson if Jill would lose, but I think Klein should be fighting Tatiana Suarez. I think Klein's looked super good. So I think Klein deserves Tatiana Suarez. I think Alexia Tainara deserves the winner of this matchup, and I think Jillian should fight the loser of this matchup. I'm pretty sure this is happening in China next weekend. And I think Yan Xiaonan will probably win a decision. And I think Denise Gomez versus Jillian Robertson would be a decent matchup. Even if Xiaonan loses, I think that would also be a pretty fun fight. I think Jill loses to Xiaonan, though, but I could see her beating Denise Gomez, to be honest. But yeah, poor Jill, Dean Thomas just left her. She's going to have to come back from that. But I think this would be a decent comeback fight. I could see her getting a win in both of these fights, but it would be tough fights for her, but I don't really think those two girls are great at grappling, whereas Jill really is. Moving on to Mackenzie. It's time. She needs the Zhang Weili fight. I don't know where Weili is. I don't know if she's staying at flyweight, which if she is, then I think Dern should probably fight, I don't even know, maybe Tatiana Suarez. Maybe like you do Suarez versus Fatima Klein, and then Dern gets the winner of that. But if Weili's coming back down to strawweight, this is the fight. Just give her the title shot again. She runs this division. I think Weili would smoke Mackenzie Dern. Yeah, I think she's insane. I think she's super, super good. And I love her. Anyways, moving on. I love them both, but moving on to Ian Gary. Now, I really wanted Sean Brady to fight Amosov. They did just announce that Brady is going to be fighting Bonfim, so I probably should have replaced that here. But I guess, yeah, the winner of Sean Brady and Gabriel Bonfim can fight Ian Gary. JDM's an option. Michael Morales is an option, but I doubt Morales is going to wait that long. So, yeah, I think if Brady beats Bonfim, Ian Gary versus Brady would be fun. If Bonfim beats Brady, you could do that fight. I don't know where Amosov is going to fit into all this. I think they might do Amosov versus JDM or Morales versus JDM. Someone's going to have to get left out of that, I guess. But I want to see Amosov. I wanted to see him get a big fight like Sean Brady, and the winner of that get Ian Gary. I think that would be a super fun fight. But yeah, Ian Gary, any top contender. Brady, Bonfim, Amosov, JDM, just a nice, good top contender fight for Ian Gary would be fun. And for Islam Makhachev, there's only one fight. The winner of Carlos Prates versus Michael Morales. Now, I know Islam called out Prates, and they're probably just going to do that fight anyways because Islam wants to fight by December or January. And they might just get that fight done. But I think we can do Prates versus Morales on one of these big cards in October, in November. Maybe not November if Islam's fighting in December. But I think we can get this fight on a card soon and have the winner of that fight Islam. It would make the fight much, much bigger than it already is. Like, Islam versus Prates is already huge. Islam versus Michael Morales would be a big fight. But if they can just get this extra win, it would be so much bigger, such a much better fight. And I hope they can get that fight done. But if not, Islam versus Prates in December, in January, would be a banger. And I'm still super excited for that fight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about these matchups. This is my 50th video, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So, thank you for watching them all, I guess. And I will be back